day 6 already, can you believe it?
Oh man, really went quickly.
Yeah, it went quickly, yeah?
Yeah.
How was that campsite last night?
Oh, it was epic. We had a quick fire going on and we had some beautiful dinner.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
It really was.
Yeah, I'm not camping anymore without your mum. She needs to come and cook me meals, but beautiful. Better than the old can of soup or the noodles and veggies.
Definitely, man.
Hey everyone, we're out. Where are we? Well, I've got 200, for people that are following the video, this is day 6. I might call the videos day 1, day 2, day whatever it is. Those sort of days. The names of the places and the days as well, for the people that are a bit easier for you guys to keep it in order. I figured, I don't care how long or short the videos are and how much waffle there is. Main thing is that we share the area and the information you need, and that's what we're going to do. We'll watch that bit of wire sticking up there. Get that wrapped around your propeller shaft. Bring your cutters if you come out here, just in case. Oh, we've got another sloppy area. Someone's come through, I don't know if it was a week ago or something. A bit of sidewaysness when it's wet. And really chopped it a bit. It's not too bad, and there's just a few, it's very dry, there's a few wet areas. Really weird, must be the low areas, water tracks where the water's running across the land. We'll call it a water course if you like, because 1 minute we've got dust. I promise you the back of the vehicle's covered in dust. We've been driving what, 5-10 minutes or whatever, and but the tyres and the wheel arches are covered in mud, so you just wouldn't believe it that you're driving along here in mud, flicking into your wheel arches, all this wet clay sitting on top, and looking in your mirrors, seeing all this billowing bull dust. It's just ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it. So very remote place out here, travelling along the top of, following the old Telly Track, right? The Telly Track in WA, not in Queensland. So we sort of need to call it the Telly Track. We're driving over wire constantly. Within every minute, we're driving over wire. So we've got the side cutters handy in case. And I like to listen to make sure it stays there, and look in the mirror and try and see if it's moved or if it stays there, that sort of thing. You won't see it obviously in the camera. Probably hard to see because we've got the sun ahead of us, lucky behind the clouds at the moment. So what you need to know is where we are. So we sort of camped about halfway. We went past Tulina Cove, 20 k's, and we found a nice little campsite on the right. So there you go. If you want to camp at the same spot, keep your eyes peeled. There's a nice rock fireplace there. And yeah, 270. There was 270 k's on the clock, including, you know, on the odometer, the trip A from filling up at Balladonia. That being said, hard to know how much we've used in the 120, but the Hilux, we poured in a 20 litre jerry can. It was still under half, so it took another one. So I'd say that was sort of getting low on fuel. Might have used 50, 60 litres already. And there's a fair way to go to get to the other end. I'd say 90 to 100 k's of this to get to our next campsite. Probably at Twilight Cove is the plan, if everything goes to plan. And then we've probably got about a couple of hours to get out to the highway, that sort of thing. So this is one of those places where if you're in, you know, I love the V6 engine, but it's just not suitable for remote touring in a lot of cases. You'd be carrying, e.g., so, you know, we've got 180 litres on board, but in our experience, in the trips like the high country trips where we have a lot of people with V6s and a lot of people with diesels, and I take note of their, where did you fill up, you know, blah blah blah, how many k's, have a look, how much litres, and I can tell you that generally this sort of driving, the V6 will use twice as much fuel as the diesel, the 1KD. Okay, so that's just what it is. I'm not picking on, I'm just telling you that's what it is from what I've seen. Whoa, see that bit of wire move? Did you see that bit of wire? Yeah, gotta watch it, looking in the mirror to see if it's still there. Yeah, no, we're okay this time. Yeah, so just beware of that. You could be carrying a lot of spare fuel, and that means if you've got a 120 Prado, the 180 litre tank, awesome, you'll probably get close, or you might be a bit nervous, or you might need to carry some jerry cans. So do those jerry cans of unleaded go inside the car with you? You like sucking those fumes? You like that danger? Or do you like the danger a little bit less with the jerry cans up on the roof, possibly leaking, splashing unleaded over your vehicle, or out there in the hot sun? You know, which one do you prefer? Because I don't prefer either, and that's why diesels are for four-wheel drives that actually get used. You know, there's a few weekend warriors that can have a V6 and they do low Ks, they don't get out much. Works pretty well for them, and they can get out on the beach on the weekend, you know, in Queensland, go and hit the beaches, you know, stuff like that, you know what I mean. So each to their own, but if you're going to travel in remote places where you need a good, Prado's awesome for the range of the fuel tanks without needing to carry that. What other input have you got, buddy? Got anything else you want to add in at this section?
No, not really. I feel like it's been an awesome camp up to this point, and we've had a lot of fun driving. So, comment, like, and subscribe is a bit of an extra.
That's it. So, what do you reckon about that? So, both these vehicles have got the Dobinsons. We've got the Hilux with the Dobinsons monotubes, and we've got the Prado with the Dobinsons monotubes. Comfort-wise, so far, do they feel about the same, or is one smoother than the other? What do you think?
Well, it felt very similar, but I feel like this car just has handled it a bit better than my dad's car, honestly.
Probably very similar, I'd say. Cool. So just to backtrack a little bit and give you a timeline if you're planning a trip like this. Yesterday, we were camped next to the Bilbunya Dunes, somewhere near there, let's just say. And we got up at sort of first light, fluffed around a bit for a couple of hours, then went and had a play on the sand dunes, walked up to the top, got the photos, which I'll probably put in the last video yesterday. Some of the photos anyway are on our Facebook groups, like 4x4 Adventures, same as the YouTube channel. When we were leaving the dunes, at one point we're on 177k, we got to 270. So we basically did 100 Ks yesterday, ballpark numbers, you know, more or less, depending how much mucking around on the dunes. So today, I'm not going to say what time we left because it's confusing, because you've got Melbourne time, Adelaide time, Perth time, you've got in-between time, and bloody where are we, and it's just all too confusing. So officially Melbourne time, you know, we probably didn't leave till 10 o'clock in the morning, you know, which is 7 o'clock Perth time, which is sweet, but we're about 1,000 Ks this way, only about a third of the way from Melbourne. So I'm sort of going, we're about an hour.
Well, I think
so the time, Melbourne time, like right now is 10:47. Perth time, that means 7:47, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
we reckon it's about 8:47, okay? So that's how we're rolling. So we left at about 8 o'clock Anthony time. We're calling it Anthony time because it's an hour different to Perth time. Is Anthony time. If you do a trip out here, you might want to use Anthony time yourself. 1 hour different to Perth time, right? But beware of what time of the year, because daylight saving. We've still got daylight saving at the moment. Does WA? Yeah, WA has that as well. Queensland doesn't have that, do they? Because they didn't want to do that because the cows didn't know what time to get milk or something. Yeah, like hello. That's about how smart some of those people are. But anyway, back to this, right? Timing. So 100 Ks, yeah, big day. We got to camp. Perth time, it was after 4. Melbourne time, it was after 7. So, you know, 5-ish or something like that. Found that spot. Worked out pretty well. We had a little bit of light still to fluff around and whatever. And nice night. Can't say too much. Bit muddy through here. This is a bit of a wetland, yeah. Another bit of, I'm just concentrating for a minute, people, because, mate, this is an adventure, mate. This is, mate, I've been up the Telly Track in Queensland, and, you know, you got all those silly things like gunshot and all that, but tell you what, the rest of the track's dry and easy. You know, a few little things here and there. This track, you got to be onto it because it's just got this wetness on the surface, and you've got no steering. You can see the people before us, they've had a number of runoffs because they went through when it was too wet, I'd say.
Mate, I think this bloke was like... Mate, I think this bloke was rally driving through here. It's gone off the track all over the place.
Funny thing was, I was just doing a video talking about exactly that, and then when you come on the radio, I stop the camera and I restart again, you know, when we're finished chatting. But yeah, that's perfect timing. I should have just let it go.
Mate, he started off like, yeah, he must have been having some fun.
Yeah, definitely having some fun. What do you do on the left there? It looks like they went looking for a campsite, or are they just trying to look for more fun, or trying to dodge this wet stuff here, mate? I don't know, but it must have been real wet when they came through.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he started off the side of the track and then reversed it up.
Yeah, he's probably up to about 8 of those, I reckon, from all the ones I've been counting.
Yeah, what's they doing there, mate? They were just looking for bloody bog holes in there. That was never going to be any good.
So look, it hasn't rained for, I don't know how long, a week or longer, and the sun, it's March, it's sunny, it's windy, it's meant to dry things up, but look at this, we've just got this little bit of wetness here, but it just sits on the top, I'm telling you, and right here, we'll have dust coming off the back of the car, right? And it's just crazy how wet but dry it is. But anyway, it's a real adventure. The Telly Track, I'd recommend it. It's a bit of a long run from what we're doing. You know, we're headed east now just to get back to Twilight Cove along the top. So you can go in and out, that's long enough. And this way is long too. There's a lot of different long ways to go than these remote places. Slow, rough, windy tracks that are overgrown. You know, you can get your most expensive vehicle and your most expensive paint protection. What is it? Wraps? What are they? You know, what do they put on the paintwork? Do you know what they're called? All these things they do. All the gear, no idea.
Raptor?
Yeah, all that's it. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you know how much any of that stuff is? Yeah, you wouldn't
Too
know,
much.
mate. You don't do exactly right. Just get a 120 and you go for it, or a 150 Prado. You just go for it, mate. Or a Hilux. You just wash it when you get home, whatever, mate. Give it a bit of a polish, good enough. Right, when you really want to fix it one day, you know, you give it a good cut and polish and Bob's your uncle. Worst case scenario, you get it painted cheaper than what a lot of these coatings are. Anyway, waffle about that as well, right? Anyway, I'm trying to give you the info here. So we're about halfway between the dunes and Twilight Cove when we camp. Not quite halfway, 20 k's past. Took a day to do that, and it's going to take. We're sort of hoping for half a day. Right, so at the moment we're averaging probably about 20 k's an hour. Let me just check with the calculations team. A average speed sample team. Have you got a average speed on the morning so far?
Not so far. We've been on Grid Association this morning. We need a couple of new games, but we'll get to speed shortly.
Roger Dodger. Okay, so we haven't got, but I feel like it's going to be, you know, we were down to 16, 17 for a lot of yesterday, where in the afternoon, once we pass Tulina, it gets better. I'm not saying it's good, that's what this is like, but less rock, because the rock's really rough, and although it's rare, you don't really want to bust something, like maybe pop a tie rod end or something, hitting a bigger rock at speed. Unlikely to happen in these cars, because I say that because I haven't seen it, haven't heard of it from anyone. But every now and then you see a YouTube video in some vehicles, and it's usually not Toyotas and not Prados and Hiluxes, and they pop tyre ends. Like I've seen, I think the last one I saw was a Jeep or something, right? Look at this would have been a slosh pit as well. And they went to the left where it's going to be wet, not to the right where the rock is. But anyway, it was an FJ. There was someone from the FJ Cruiser Club, right? Went through, he lost his bag off his back tyre as well. I cleared that off the track. We didn't have room to bring it back for you, so if anybody watches this video and knows anyone, if you're in the FJ Club and you came through the Telly Track in WA in mid-March, I'd say, what date is it now for us? We're about the about the 26th of March, I'm going to take a guess, about the 26th, it's Monday, right? And you would have come, I'd love to know the date that you came through here, because it would have been heaps of fun. I'd love to know like the timeline. Is it 3 days before, 7 days before, 14 days before? Because I look at the track and I go, in some ways it looks like it's a week ago, sometimes longer, sometimes it looks like it was yesterday, so it's really hard to tell. So I'd like to know that. Anyway, your bag's about, what was it, 20 to 30 k's from that Tulina Cove sign that says 50 k's. It's about 20, 30 k's. It's about halfway. I can't remember exactly. It's about halfway between the turn that says 50 k's and Tulina Cove. So anybody that wants a FJ Cruiser Club rear tyre bin bag, it's sitting out there waiting for you. Or if the original owner wants it, you know where you can go back and get it. It's still full of sand and your rubbish. Nothing valuable there. We checked for your wallet, but you know, obviously it wasn't in the bin. There you go, mate. See, that's how we go. I just waffle. And a lot of people like to know this information they're getting. You got anything you would like to input? Covered it too well, haven't I? So,
Pretty much.
do
Yeah.
you want to drive?
Oh, I'd love to, but I'm not sure I'm allowed to.
That's it, exactly. Good answer, exactly. Just thought I'd put that out there. I thought I'd get an answer on that. Bit slippery in places, you know. You got to you come to these turns and you turn. This will be alright because it's a ruts, but I just go along the side of it a bit sometimes. But quite often you just end up sliding into it because as dry as it is with all this dust, it's still slippery. It's just, you know, I've been a lot of places, seen a lot of things, very different. Anyway, enough waffle for now. Hopefully we get down there. We'll probably have a whole separate video down at Twilight Cove with the beach and all that down there, but look, everybody does that and they do the scenery and all that, but I think people want the information so they can put all the puzzle together and get there. What car, what spares, what equipment, what tools do they need? If you've got a Toyota and it's set up right, if you're on 4x4 diesel watching all the videos 3 times, you'll know exactly what you need. If you're on 4x4 Adventures watching all the videos, it's just another piece of the million-piece jigsaw puzzle, so you can get out here and have a reliable trip. We're into a water crossing here. It's full of water out here. I just don't know how long this is going to go for, or how deep it is, what the base is like. So we're into it. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. But there's chicken out and go back a long way, or there's risk it for the biscuit. So I'd rather go slow. At this point I can stop and back out. I don't think it's too deep. It's a big, wide, long body of not too deep water, but there could be a massive big bog hole somewhere that we don't know about, which wouldn't be cool, would it? So I'll go slow. I'm feeling under my tyres firm base. I just don't really know what's going to happen, you know. It could go south any time. Things are going to be getting wet then, you know. Hopefully we start headed uphill around this bend. Reminds me of Belfer in Tasmania. And that you wouldn't be going slow like this. Feel like it's getting a bit deeper. Yeah, I'm nervous, absolutely. I haven't been here before. We're a long way from anywhere. This is remote. Young bloke says just go for it. Well, you do it your way, I'll do it mine, I said. I can see the end, so you can tell the difference in my voice, people. Yes! Bring it through, mate. It's nice and firm. Just take it nice and slow or whatever so you don't get water where you don't need it. Beautiful. Happy days. Should have brought a fishing rod, alright, yeah. More of this stuff. Hopefully it doesn't go too long. I don't like living nervous on the edge like this. How many long straps we got, I'm thinking, you know. I guess if we made it this far, hopefully we'll make it the rest of the way. Maybe I should give it a bit more momentum just in case we get to a soft spot. You don't want to end up out in the middle of this business, eh? The turning, I don't think it's liking the turning either. Oh, where's the track go here, man? This is not cool. There's the track, okay, over there, because we want to stay on the main track. We don't want to be going off where it's undriven, because we've found in previous wet areas. So obviously there's a lot of water around. We probably should have let it drop even longer with no rain, but we're here now. We're 33 k's from where...
I'm just waiting for your call, mate. Just making sure you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, roger that. Sounds like a plan. No end to the water yet, so I'll just keep moving and got the camera rolling and I'm puckering and trying to stay on the main track. Can't even see it.
Oh well.
left or right? Oh, I think it's left. I think it's over there. Yeah, we're out of it. Beautiful. Mate, I sound like, you know, Jason, all for adventure. I tell you, when he gets, I feel the same as I can tell it in his voice. Right, you're good to come through, man. Just try and hold the track best as you can pick it out, yeah? Maybe where I've stirred up the bit of silt was probably a good line for you, but we're out the other end now. It was no problem again like the other one. Just more nervous because there's no grass to be seen in the middle.
Roger.
All right, the inevitable's happened. Second vehicle's gone down about 20 metres in. So I've turned around. We can't get back to him. There's nothing we're going to be able to do in there anyway, other than probably go down ourselves. So now's the time where you go, bloody hell, when you saw it wet, slowly getting wetter, might have been a good time to pull the pin and turn around and take the Kaiguna exit, if that was even passable. We've come a long way now. We've got 33 k's to go to the turn right at Twilight Cove, 36, another 3 k's, 36 k's. So close, and that water's not going anywhere for a long time. So there's no winches, there's nothing to winch off anyway. Can't get a vehicle in it. It all comes down to max tracks. Yeah, that's it. If you've gone off like the rest of the track, you know, as soon as we went off, we dropped in, so we had to stay on the driven pack track, and I think I just got lucky.
Yeah, roger.
Just for the record, I'm 7 kilometres east of where Mark's stuck in the water, and I've come across another body of water. We had a bit of a plan where we're going to meet up. Looks like now I've got to go for a walk in this water and see how deep it is and work out whether to continue after only 7 k's or whether to head back. Not good. Don't come out here when it's wet. We just didn't know it was going to be this wet, to be honest. We thought it was drying up, but you can see this stuff is just sitting around, you know. It's a firm base at the moment, but it's only going to get deeper. To be honest, I'm not sure what I should be doing here. I've come across some water, and I said I wasn't going to cross any risky water bodies, but I walked across it. It's firm on the bottom, and I've got to get out this way, hopefully, to go and rescue Mark and that. And I reckon if I go through it and something worse, I can get back through it, but of course nothing's guaranteed. There's a fair bit of rock in it. Be stuck here for a while if that happens. Not the best, is it? 61 k's to get out to Cocklebiddy. Right, let's risk it for the biscuit, eh? What do you think? What are we going to do? We're going to go for it. Put the locker on just in case. Let's risk it. Second start button. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. Try and keep it smooth. Fast, but not too fast, but just right. Right where everybody was driving. I can feel it, but I don't want to push it too hard. Yep, beautiful. We're through. Happy days. I'm talking to myself here, guys. It's just you and me. Stress is on, don't you worry. You're another one. Oh, gotta go for a walk, really. Seriously, I mean, can't risk it without walking it. I don't know how long it is. Alright, walkie talkie. Yeah, mate, I'm headed back to you.
Roger that.
How'd you go so far?
I'm just getting set up at the moment.
Okay, just wanted to let you know, yeah, 7 k's. I had a water body, I walked it, risked it for the biscuit, made it through that one, no problem. The next one was much like the one we just went through, so I pulled the pin. If I'm going to risk it, I might as well risk it this way once you're out.
Roger that. Just keep on doing what I'm doing, and we'll see you when you get back here.
I'll give you a toot of the horn and yell on the radio when I'm back. Bugger. Okay, not good. I'm not fully down yet. Tried to take a side track that goes down. You could see, I saw it was flat, and I went, this looks a bit suspect. So I stopped. As soon as I've touched reverse, it's just dropping straight in. So what I'm going to do before it gets worse, hopefully, fingers crossed, let some air out of the tyres and get those max tracks under there and try and get bloody out of here. Not cool, this place. Okay, yeah, so this isn't really fun. Hopefully it works. I've just gone down to 10, 11 PSI, dug a little bin behind the tyres. Hopefully I'll put the locker on, keep the fronts together, and hopefully it just goes back. Let's see what happens. Okay, wish me luck. reverse locker on. Just how they're supposed to work. Yep, beautiful. Look at that. Bit muddy going on the roof now, but we're out. That's beautiful. That's what we want. Before it gets worse, sort it out. Now I'll clean up all that mess and go for a walk and see what this track's all about. Oh, I forgot to start the camera. I'm coming back through this one where Mark was bogged. So far so good. We're getting out of this end. Beautiful. That's where he was. Whoa! We'll just leave it at a recovery tow. People, I have made the biggest mistake continuing this trip. We kept an eye on the ground for water. It wasn't bad, but it slowly got worse, and it should have been enough to know. And now, bada bing, bada boom, we're down to the axles. But it's only because the Hilux stirred it up for us. Otherwise I would have made it. We know that. Made it the first time and I would have made it back. It's what it is. But lucky he's there to finish off the rest of the ride. We're going to use a couple of straps to just make sure we've got a good distance to keep away. There's a lot of soft ground within, you know, not that far of this. I could have pushed it when I hit these things, but I thought rather than dig in, I just sort of gave it up. So I'm just not actually sure. Max tracks on the roof and mud, probably not the best idea, and that's where you need the track ski tool, because once you've got all the grid under there, they're much harder to turn, that sort of thing. But your shovel and your max tracks are your biggest recovery tool. This day's starting to look a bit better, so yeah, haven't been real excited this afternoon, having car stuck here with the other car on the other side of approximately 100-metre waterway. So watch all these videos and don't do what I did. Make sure it's very dry conditions and there's no water here. If you see water here, I recommend you don't go through it, like probably most other people wouldn't. I'd like to start the camera again, mate. No good at this cameraman stuff. Yeah, that'll do. I'll just drive over it a bit. Thank you. Fun and games, mate. This is not how trips go. This is like a day trip. This could happen, you know? Maybe. Maybe not.